The HR specialization at V School is very focused on developing the professionals of HR for tomorrow's world, be it business or any other stakeholders. With increasing automation, increasing role of technology, the role of human resource professionals are rapidly changing because they have to prepare for a world where there is a greater human-machine interface. Being in Mumbai, our school's HR program has got access to the best of the business management ecosystem and the vibrancy of the metropolis. And we believe that we have turned out around 300 HR professionals in the last decade who have made their mark in the industry. So we believe that we have a major share in the shaping of the HR profession of India. We basically look at working on the self and on the cognitive part. Many times professionals are developed based on developing their EQ, but we believe that for HR professionals, they have to develop on softer skills, on their emotional intelligence. So for example, we have certain HR labs. In this lab, they learn how to do certain processes rather than only intellectually understanding it. To appreciate differences and learn to coexist with people, we have a specialized course on diversity, equity, and inclusion. And as you know, this is a very important requirement of today's society because through diversity, innovation is fostered in companies. We have a faculty mentor which looks after each of our HR specialization students, and at times we are able to also bring in the power of our HR alumni to coach them and mentee them before the selection processes. Largely, we get two types of students, freshers who have had no prior corporate experience, and we also get students who've got 3 to 4 years prior work experience. The ones with limited work experience normally are hired as management trainees, management associates, while what we find is people with experience are directly placed on ongoing roles like organization development specialist, center of excellence, and as my colleague Professor Pense said, HR BP, these are some of the roles. Also in ER and IR, the IR of earlier factory-oriented jobs is now actually moved on to a larger space of employee relations, even in service-related organizations. And all of you are aware that the service-related organizations are facing what is known as moonlighting. People are changing the values around their work. So I think we prepared our students for the entire suite of HR role. The biggest asset we have is we have 800 plus students graduating every year. And when you add another 800 students from the first year, and then we have distance education, we have certain other interventions. The HR students are actually immersed very strongly in the commercial aspects of business being in Mumbai. And secondly, we also encourage these students to be very closely working with industry bodies like NHRDN as an example. We host many of NHRDN's events in our campus and our students have got access to them. We also involve them as campus ambassadors where they represent V School in the NHRDN Mumbai chapter. So I think in short, we can say that we are able to give work-related experiences while the student is training over here. If you see the entire value chain, students get admitted for a 2-year program and CMC is structured in a way to ensure that the talent that is being developed in the school through the academic and professional development processes are industry ready. So we strongly believe that academic excellence is not enough for the students. They must be proficient in the competencies for the profession. So we are very pleased to say that we are one of the few schools of this scale where every student goes through an assessment center which is partnered by a global reputed assessments company, and every student has a faculty mentor allotted to him or her, and every student has got an individual development plan. So I think these are areas which companies find a little bit different from the other schools, and what it means is our students are more work ready, and their transformation from a student to a corporate employee is that much more seamless and quicker. The other areas were highlighted by my colleagues in terms of the summer internship, the global citizen leadership, the SIRP hackathons. In all these initiatives, the HR specialization students are also part of it. So I would put these are some of the highlights of our coaching and development process. We have a very healthy bank of companies which range from consulting to banking to jewelry to manufacturing. But you would say so that most of the concentration of the jobs are moving towards consulting, information technology, and banking and finance. Mumbai being a BFSI heavy location and a strategic global location, a lot of interesting jobs come from the financial sector. I would say that we have, let's say, an overall base of more than 1,000 potential employers, of which we end up inviting about 250 of them to place 800 students. Increasingly, we find that companies are looking for not only freshers, but they have certain attractive compensation for people with 3 years experience, 4 years experience. So I think at one level, we are aligning the job and the compensation based on the background of the student. Secondly, the roles are very wide because of the multiple specializations that we have, multiple programs that we have. But broadly, you can say they would be entering it in as management trainees, assistant managers. In some cases, they probably in a medium sector type of company, maybe as a manager also. And they normally, are placed in all functions of the value chain. So be it supply chain, be it logistics, be it investor relations, be it investment banking. So the entire, you can call the management value supply chain, right from one function to the other end. I think we have job representation in all of them. We must be very fortunate that our college, I think, has prioritized that all of us, not only in the CMC, but even the faculty are externally well connected. So one is a couple of specific examples are we involve senior corporate managers as part of the admissions team in terms of the interviews. So that's a nice way of getting students who are more corporate ready compared to not having a corporate member on the board. Secondly, we have got numerous academic and advisory boards which sort of govern the activities of each specialization and each program. So through that, we have an access to the CXOs and sometimes the CEOs. And I think that ecosystem of knowledgeable and very influential people, I think opens the doors for us to have conversations. We also involve them in the global citizen leadership in terms of getting projects from the companies, and the students and the faculty deliver value at a pro bono, but an immensely enriching learning experience. The HR specialization program prepares professionals for various industries across the gamut of HR roles. I think that's a big plus point as far as what we have contributed to industry.